Please let this kit go together, much like the B25 and the P40, and not as much like the HE111 or the Lancaster. Let the gaps be minimal, and no step-offs be present. Be with the starting pygmies down there in New Guinea. Amen. All right, getting ready to start a new Airfix kit, and hopefully this one will rock you like a... No, bad joke, not gonna do it. Well, another week back at Yankee Station, and back to some model work. Actually, while I was in Dixie Station, I was watching a bunch of videos from medical conference. For those who don't know, I support my model habit by doing work on 1-to-1 scale humans. And I was watching a bunch of videos from a meeting that they were posting, and one of the things that have to do at medical meetings these days is do financial disclosures so that the audience would know of any potential financial conflicts of interest. So I'll say in my videos, I have no disclosures, but I'm willing to take some. I'm talking to you, Tamiya, Mr. Hobby, AK Real Colors, and various other model kit makers. If you want to, give me free stuff to use in the videos, I'm all for it. I rearranged the pegboard a little bit, got this new attachment that I could put all of my shears in, because I had previously had them in here with the points up to keep them from getting dulled or broken. And it seemed like sometimes when I would reach for tweezers, I was kind of stabbing myself. That gets old. So now I've got that for all of my shears, and still need to maybe rearrange things. What's taking up the most room is the mask, but I'm not sure, don't really have a good new place to put it. Okay, continuing paint work. So I'm going to put the red and the roundels there. And here I'm going to start with white there, and then while I let that white dry, I'll put the red in here and the red part of this. And yeah, it's the one kind of gray part you can see right there is what's going to be the red. And somewhere on that, the gray will be red. Actually, the order I was thinking of doing this is do the white, then the blue, and then the red in the center. The masks were just getting too messed up to do the roundel here, so I'm going to use decals for that one. Also, there's also a square panel that's currently masked off. Haven't decided if I'm going to try the mask with the red and yellow, or just use the decal for that. And one neat part, historically, one thing I meant to do here was put down the red cloth square and paint it, but I forgot to, and I got lucky. There's a decal for that. So I guess Well, you know, I could always square that off. I could still square it off, but I'll just wait and see what I decide to do with that, whether it's going to be decals or paint. So here things are, still matched up. Got the red down. Got the red down on those roundels. I think it's got good enough coverage. I might try, I might just put another layer on that to really make it stand out. But there and there, I think they're good. And then I got the white down, and I was starting to put the masks on this, and those were tweezer marks, kind of messing up the paint a little bit. I think I'll just leave that as is, because that's going to be on the underside and not really going to be seen that well once I put the landing gear in. You know, it's not going to a show, it's going to be a shelf model, and sometimes on shelf models you got to pick your battles carefully. Sometimes best to just settle for a dead Archduke in Sarajevo and not start a world war. Well, it looks like gonna be needing to do a little touch up here, but I'm fairly happy with the overall look of this one. And it looks like that white may be a little off center, but you know, the further away you get, the better it looks. Yeah, from a distance, looks okay. I'll make it where you can't necessarily see that side. This side, much better. Up. Yeah, looks like gonna need to touch up the red just a tiny bit, but I'm gonna be pulling out the red for this one to get that little red dot in the center. So yep, so let stuff dry and get that. I can get that guy remasked and get it painted. And this question is, do I really want to do anything about that white? And I just might take some Tamiya tape and get that fixed. All right, done with touch-ups. I think those roundels came out pretty good. I previously shown the squadron and plane markings. I did that with paint as well. And this side, I think I'll live with that. And I also did some touch-up work where some white had gotten under the mask, and so if you look, that green is still wet. Then these underside roundels, that one looks a little oblong, but oh well, it's on the underside, not going to be seen as much, if at all. Now, I guess the only decision is, do I want to use the decal or paint over those? I think I'm going to use the decal to represent one that's getting ready to fly and not one that's just come in. Okay, I'm pretty happy. All right, progress shot. This is where we stand so far. And so far, not one decal. But I did get it into clear coat so that I can start putting some decals of other things on. Oh, still got a little piece of tape there. When I got things into clear coat. I think pretty good progress so far. Oh, I just realized I didn't paint what would be the easiest thing to paint on one of these, that you don't need any kind of special masks to do it, but the black walkway stripes. Yeah, really all you have to do is lay down some square Tamiya, or just lay down the rectangle with basic Tamiya tape, and you can do that. That's probably the simplest thing to do. But I'm going to go ahead and use the decals, since I'm getting ready to put decals for some of the other markings. All right, got all the decals on the top and the sides. I've got basically just little stencils and that, and those red cloth coverings. I decided I wanted to go with the decals to represent cloth that hasn't been shot through yet, and the little Polish markings. There's one more on there, and so on the sides, that the only decals are those roundels. The masks I had just weren't really working out for all of those. I'll be curious to see, just as I remember working with vinyl masks was much easier. And yeah, the micro set and the Mark Fit Strong are starting to do their work there. Similarly, I can't really get the phone in there that well, but you can see it better with the naked eye, that it's really starting to sink in. You can kind of get a little hint of it there, that it's sinking into the fabric lines. That part of Hurricanes was fabric and not metal, at least on the Mark 1s. So I'm fairly happy with the way things are coming out. I think I might just go ahead and put the propeller in. That's already pre-painted and ready to go. Doesn't have any decals on it. Let that work, let that set up overnight while I'm keeping the Hurricane in that position, to let the Mark Fit plus minus the micro saw do their job. Well, I've added the propeller and almost had what might have been a little bit of a disaster, but it could have potentially been, but worked out okay. I put a little panel liner. Oh, need to kind of get that out. Yeah, maybe a little bit remnant there. But I put some panel liner into the parts where it actually moves, and then used a neutral wash, which got into some of the panel lines. Not the greatest, but highlights them a little bit. Probably should have done my done a coat of semi-gloss, which is actually what I'm going to do before I put any oils on there. I also added the propeller, as you can see, and got all the stencils on the bottom. So I'm going to use a little enamel thinner and a brush and try to get that excess black panel wash out. Don't really see that much with the naked eye over there. Thought I got that, but guess I didn't. Well, I got semi-gloss on the underside, and so getting that prepped for washes, and particularly oil paint rendering, to get like stains, from like the ammo stains, as well as exhaust stains, maybe a little sun weathering fading none, but I'll let that dry, get to work on that tomorrow. And I also put a little bit of rust wash on this. It had a coat of iron. I'll look at that again tomorrow, maybe get another coat of rust wash. Getting close to the finish line. Not sure I'll get everything done tomorrow, but I'll at least be getting a lot closer, and if I don't finish it tomorrow, I'll finish it next time I'm here at Yankee Station. Well, in Dixie Station, it was kind of late on Sunday night, July 30th. On Saturday, I ended up working on the truck project and did absolutely nothing with Hurricane. But looking back, I think I got a lot accomplished with it earlier this week. I did more painting with masks than I've done on any other model in the past. And overall, pretty happy with the results of doing that. Hopefully I'll be doing some more with the Cricut machine of making my own, as opposed to using those with like the that I bought that were done with the Tamiya, with like the Tamiya paper tape. That was a lot harder to work with and manipulate than I remember the vinyl being. Also getting this video out a little bit later than usual. Got caught up with things on Saturday. So it'll be a little over a week until I get to working with things again. Till then, just showing you mine to make you hopefully feel better about yours.